Hi student, this video is on decomposition reaction. The reaction in which one reactant breaks down into two or more products is known as decomposition reaction. Here the single reactant AB decompose into two products A and B. Decomposition means breakdown or decompose. Single reactant break down into two or more product. Types of decomposition. Different type of decompositions are thermal decomposition, electrolysis, and photolysis. If decomposition takes place by heat, this decomposition is called thermal decomposition. If decomposition takes place with the help of electricity, that is known as electrolysis. And if decompositions occur in the presence of sunlight, then it is known as photolysis. Decomposition by heat known as thermal decomposition. Here is example of heating of ferrous sulfate. When ferrous sulfate is heated, it decomposes into ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfur trioxide. And here the single reactant ferrous sulfate break down into three products: ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfur trioxide. This is the balanced chemical equation for this reaction. Other examples of heating: calcium carbonate. When calcium carbonate is heated, it decomposes into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas is released. Here the single reactant break down into two products: calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate is also known as limestone, and calcium oxide that is formed is known as quicklime. Other examples of heating: lead nitrate. When lead nitrate is heated, it decomposes into lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen gas are released. Here the single reactant break down into three products: lead oxide, nitrogen gas, and oxygen gas. When lead nitrate is heated, that is the white color salt, and on heating, lead oxide, yellow color salt is formed, and brown fumes of gas are released, that of nitrogen dioxide gas. And this is the balanced chemical equation for this reaction. Decomposition by electricity, also known as electrolysis of water. When electric current is passed through water, it decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen gas. Here is a apparatus setup for electrolysis of water. Two graphite rods are connected to the battery. The rod that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery is known as anode, and the electrode that is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is known as cathode. Two test tubes filled with water are inverted on the graphite rod. When electric current is passed through water, you will observe the bubbles. These are of oxygen and hydrogen gas. And hydrogen gas is collected at the cathode, that is negative electrode, and oxygen gas is collected at the anode, that is positive electrode. You will observe that the hydrogen gas produced in double amount as compared to oxygen gas. This is because in a molecule of water there are two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Therefore, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen evolved during this process is 2:1. Hydrogen is produced in double amount as compared to the oxygen gas. Decomposition by sunlight, also known as photolysis. And here is the photolysis of silver chloride and silver bromide. When silver chloride salt is placed in a sunlight, it decomposes into silver and chlorine gas. And you will observe white salt of silver chloride turns into gray. And silver is formed during this reaction, and chlorine gas is released during this reaction. And when silver bromide is placed in a sunlight, it decomposes into silver and bromine gas are formed. And this is the balanced chemical equation for these reactions. And these salts, silver chloride and silver bromide, are used in black and white photography.